quick look as he left that one near the middle pocket. Is there a gap between the brown and red? So the first mistake by Ronnie. Now the problem here is the white's going to go towards the green and cannon the green. He'd like to find the gap between the red and green to get back up the table because the black isn't available. Certainly not to the right corner. If he can find the gap, he'd finish on a colour. It's a bit unlucky if it slips on past the red. It's a tricky brown he's faced with. In fact, he had to stun it to find that gap. A natural angle would have took him into the green. Well, that's handy. Just watch the cue ball. It comes across the line there and stops on the brown spot. And Leo Scullion having a problem because the highest available spot might possibly be the pink. And is there enough room in there? But if the black pots next to the red, John can drop on that. We find out shortly if it does, the way he plays this pot.
Six. $30. 14. Yeah.
Plenty of options for John Higgins in how he goes about the positional side of this break. The reds are split enough that he can probably nudge a few out rather than go into them with power, should he so
22.
choose. And obviously the loose reds give him some insurance as well should it go wrong.
$27.
Most likely to be trying to disturb reds off the blue.
28.
Although I suppose the way the reds are, it's not, you know, going from the black's not too bad because they're not, as Willie Thorne would call them, a flat back pack. They're open slightly, so might even play to get on the black this time, and then he can cannon a red out of the way. There's just depends on how he finishes on it. If he gets the red and gets a good angle on the black, he could leave an angle on the black to pot the black, and if he nudges that red, it opens things up. So that's just a few shots from here.
44.
All depends on the bounce here. And that's a bit straight, but I think the one at the back is still available as long as the green. And look, there's the perfect picture. Watch him screw back off the cushion with a little touch aside to miss the green. Where's the side? Oh, we could have done with a better angle than this. This is a much more difficult
41.
pot now, but he will open the pack up. He was trying to just get a bit more side on it. This is a key shot early on. He's 41 points in front. If he pots this, Good chance to win the frame if he misses it. We know what Ronnie will do. Don't blame him there, Steve. That was playing the percentages.
Yes, he'll have been a bit disappointed not to have had a chance at opening the pack up there.
Just look at the baulk end of the table. There's nothing to play behind. The yellow, green and brown all off their spots. So the safety area is just as close to the cushion as you can get, and this is a chance for Ronnie. He plays these so well. Cute across that one. He showed you his long pot success rate, and it has improved dramatically, but if he does miss a long pot, he seems to miss it to that side of the pocket. Well, he was lucky there. He played to use the other two reds as a stopper, and the blue came to the rescue, because that red would have come up over the right corner pocket. Didn't play the cannon into the blue, that's for sure. To show you John's shot again, this is a little bit of a mishit. He was trying to send this red and use the yellow or one of the reds as a stopper, but look, if he doesn't hit the blue, the red's over this right corner pocket. Well, that's superb cueing. Okay, it was a sort of a shot to nothing, but right in the center of the pocket. That kicked. In fact, the kick might have helped him, believe it or not, because he is on the red to the middle, but it took all the pace out of the cue ball here. Oh dear. He was lucky for the plaque to go in, because that jumped off the bed of the cloth.
8.
By quite a margin.
Nine.
Two excellent strikes off the cushion for John Higgins in the last two shots. And it's always nice as a player early on in a match, when you are left with a cue ball on a cushion,
Blue
to
ball.
get the pot.
Yeah, we keep saying one of the best off the cushion was the gentleman that was in the commentary box with his John Parrott. It was superb at that. But
14.
I'll tell you what, there's another young player that's got a chance of winning this year's World Championship, Judd Trump. I watched him this morning, and some of the balls he knocks in when he's on the cushion, quite remarkable, because he pots them at pace. That's okay. The yellow's there, and there's an angle. What is he, 56 in front, 57? He's a few pots away. If there's no plant or a red available, he can cannon in to the reds here. How's your luck? That looks pretty good to me. Absolutely perfect. He couldn't have had a better
17.
split.
$18. $23. $24.
We've had
41.
47 centuries so far this year.
32.
Chasing a record 83 centuries. That was last year. Now this is very impressive
39.
from John Higgins.
40.
As I mentioned at the top of the show, there's only 2 players made more century breaks in their careers than John.
47.
That's Stephen Hendry. And then Ronnie O'Sullivan is second in the all-time list.
48.
That might just have spoiled it.
53.
In fact, he couldn't even have made a century.
John Higgins 53. And the fifth.
He's getting carried away on the south there, but what a start from John Higgins. Breaks of 41 and 53 give him the opening frame. It's 1-0 to the Scot.